All right, so today we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting for
Yeah.
anyone who's interested in Canadian immigration,
Yeah.
um, and especially if you're working in, or considering a career in, construction.
Mm,
So whether you're like personally thinking about, moving to Canada,
right.
or just kind of following, how immigration policies are changing,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to try to, you know, dig into some important info here.
Yeah, that's right. We've got some signs, pointing to some new ways to get permanent residency in Canada.
Okay.
And it seems like it's specifically for construction workers.
Yeah.
So our goal here is to try and pull out the really important details about, these potential routes
Hmm.
and figure out what this could mean for people in the construction industry,
Yeah.
who are thinking about making Canada their, permanent home.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So let's break down this headline that really caught our eye.
right.
No study permit required. New PR pathways for construction workers in Canada.
Huge.
I mean,
Yeah.
for a lot of people thinking about immigrating to Canada, getting a study permit has often been a big,
Right. A big first
step
It's a big step.
toward PR.
Yeah.
And this headline seems to suggest, a potential shortcut.
Exactly. Yeah, traditionally a common path to PR
Mm.
involves, studying in Canada,
Right.
getting Canadian qualifications and work experience.
Right.
This, potential way to skip the study permit
Yeah.
suggests that they might be valuing international construction skills directly,
Right.
which is really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it is interesting. So building on that, let's
Yeah.
zoom out a bit.
Sure.
Why might Canada be, looking at these specific PR pathways
Right.
just for construction workers?
Mm.
Like, what's going on right now?
Mm.
What does this tell us about the country's immediate needs?
Well, it probably shows that there's a real and urgent need in the Canadian economy right now.
Okay.
The construction sector is so important. It's
Yeah.
the foundation for so much of our infrastructure and
Right.
development.
Yeah.
So creating these specific immigration pathways
Mm-hmm.
could be a strategic way
Right.
and a direct way to deal with those, labor shortages
Yeah.
that they've identified in these really important trades.
And that's where it gets really interesting
Yeah.
for people with experience in this field, right?
Right.
I mean, not needing that study permit right away
Yeah.
could mean a faster,
Right.
a potentially cheaper path to becoming a permanent resident.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a big change.
It really streamlines the process.
Yeah.
Instead of that process that often takes years
Mm-hmm.
and includes studying in Canada,
Right.
this seems to suggest a system where your, proven skills
All right.
and your on-the-job experience in construction
Yeah.
could be the main things they look at for permanent residency.
So imagine, you're a skilled carpenter in Ireland or an experienced electrician in the Philippines.
Yeah.
This kind of pathway could be huge.
Yeah.
Right? So
Absolutely.
they could offer a much more direct way to live and work in Canada permanently
Yeah.
without necessarily having to go to a Canadian college or university first.
That's the potential impact here.
Right.
Your existing skills
Mm-hmm.
and your work history could be directly recognized,
Yeah.
valued for immigration.
Yeah.
And considering the current labor shortages
Right.
in areas like carpentry and
Yeah.
electrical work,
Yeah,
those might be some early areas to keep an eye on.
definitely.
This does raise an important question, though.
Okay.
Which specific trades within the construction sector,
Yeah.
might be prioritized under these potential new pathways?
Right.
We don't have those specifics just yet,
Yeah.
but it'll be really important to follow as more details come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the most significant takeaway so far?
The biggest thing is this exciting possibility of these new dedicated permanent residency pathways for
Right.
construction workers that
Mhm.
might not require that initial study permit.
Yeah.
This could open up more direct immigration opportunities for skilled people like you
Yeah.
in this vital sector.
Okay, so to quickly recap our deep dive,
Yeah.
we've looked at the signs
Mhm.
pointing to these new permanent residency pathways,
Right.
specifically for construction workers in Canada,
Yeah.
with a key potential feature
Yeah.
being the streamlining of the process by possibly bypassing the need for that initial Canadian study permit.
Right.
So-
So, and this development has a lot of potential,
Yeah.
for people thinking about a career in Canadian construction
Mhm.
or those looking for a more direct way to permanent residency
Yeah.
based on their existing skills and valuable experience in the trades.
So that brings us to a final thought.
Yeah.
Looking ahead,
Hmm.
What other sectors
Uh-huh.
of the Canadian economy might we see?
Right.
Similar dedicated immigration pathways
Yeah.
emerge in the future?
Interesting.
And what are the underlying factors
Mhm.
that typically drive these kinds of important policy shifts?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Definitely something worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.